Visibility. Okay. So my topic is power in cultural studies, and these are my personal information. And for that, it is very important to understand that what is culture. So, according to Oxford Dictionary, culture is the art and other manifestation of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. And the second definition given by Oxford Dictionary is culture is the ideas, customs, and social behavior of particular people or society. Then one another definition is given by Burnett Taylor, and that is culture is that complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, art, morals, law, custom, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by men as a number of society. And to know more about the culture, I have given link here of one video that you can refer for knowing more about the culture. Now, let us move further to what is cultural studies. So, according to Oxford Dictionary, cultural studies are the critical analysis of the text and practice of everyday life in contemporary society and interdisciplinary enterprises involving both the humanities and the social science. Also, we find that the core idea of cultural study is to look into social organization and to study as well as construction of their everyday life. And this cultural concept of cultural study was originated and developed by British Marxist academics in late 1915th century, 1916 and 1917th century. Then we can also say that cultural study is also related with so many fields like the field of feminism, Marxism, anthropology, and structuralism and post-colonialism, social theory, political theory, history, philosophy, and many more subjects are related with the cultural studies. And there are four main goals we can take of cultural study, and that is interdisciplinary, means of production, political engagement, and deny separate. Cultural study denies separation of high and low and elite and popular. Then now, what is power in cultural study? So when we are discussing about the power in cultural studies, it is very important to understand that what is power. So according to Oxford Dictionary, power is the ability or capacity to do something or act in a particular way. The another definition is the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of event. Power is a central, we can say, central concept in cultural studies. And we can say that society, we are discussing about cultural studies, right? So society is, we can say, are coming in the center. So society is all about power position, where one is ruling and the another all are obligating them. So now I have taken forces which are holding the power in society. So first is the physical force. We can say that those who are more capable physically and ruling over the weak personality, or we can say those who are not capable physically. For that, we can also take reference of man woman conflict, that we have patriarchy, patriarchal society. Then why we are male, have male dominated society or patriarchal society? Because men are, we can read in a way that men are more capable physically, so they are in the power, and the women are in the women are obligating them. So they are in the they are more physically more capable, so they are in the power. For that concept, we can take example of movies like Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. In that we have seen that that Amitabh Bachchan is the head of the family, or we can say her wife and her daughter-in-laws are obligating them. They are falling under them. So he, if he denied that, okay, my son, I am not allowing my son to marriage the Muslim girl whom I don't want to be my daughter-in-law. So his wife is also not able to, that we can say that restrict that, I want that daughter-in-law in my in house, even if they have they both have equal, we can say, right of on their house, or we can say equal partnership, that woman and men. There we find that patriarchy is working, and throughout the movie we find that they are suffering from separation, that mother son separation and all these things. And at the end, when Amitabh Bachchan accept uh, then only they are allowed to go back to their home. Another movie I have taken is Bajirao Mastani. So in that also we find that Kashibai and Mastani both are, the, we can say, one is wife and one is uh, that lover of Bajirao Mastani. And even if Bajirao fall in love with Mastani and bring her in their house, in his house, Kashibai is not able to restrict them, because we can read it like that she is physically a weak character, and Bajirao is more capable than him, so he is not able to, we can say, refuse him, or we can say, uh, him to restrict him of doing that what he is doing. The second thing I have taken is the wealth, the force of wealth in society. So those who have more money can are holding the power in the society and the culture. So we have that narration that money can buy anything, and that narration is time and again coming in our movies and in our, the one and another way in our culture. So we have seen that movie, that the movie Ishq. In that there are four friends, two girls and two boys. One girl and one boy is from upper class, and the another one girl and one boy is from lower class. So they four are falling love with each other. For example, the poor boy fall in love with the rich girl, and rich boy fall in love with the poor girl. And the father of that rich person, that both girl and boy are not want to marry their son and daughter to that poor guy. So they are all the way, by using their money, are trying to torture that poor girl and boy. We find in movie that they are assigned police and give money to them to harass that poor boy and girl, and throw them and force them to leave that city. And all the way they are, because they have money, they have wealth, they are in the power, and that poor people are in the under them, they are suffering. So how that we see that those who have power can have a right to, not right, but we can say they are have capability to suffer other also. The second, I have taken some dialogues from various movies and the novel, that is showing that what is the importance money holding in our society or culture. So the first is taken by the Great Gatsby, F. Scott Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby. He says that you need wealth, the more the better, to win over the object of your desires. So it is showing that if you want to buy the object that you have desire, or if you want something, then money is at the top. Money is must required. Without money, you can do nothing. So money is in the power. Then the second is Imran Hashmi's dialogue in movie Murder 2, that भगवान के पहले या बाद में अगर कोई चीज है तो वो है धन, दौलत, रोकड़ा, ईमानदारी का सर्टिफिकेट नहीं. And the second dialogue is from Sanjay Dutt, the movie Agnipath 2012. आज के जीवन का दूसरा नाम है रोकड़ा पैसा माल. So here we see that how wealth, the dominance of wealth, or we can say the power of wealth, is time and again coming in our movies in one and another way. Now see this capitalist system. In capitalist system also we find that money is at the top, and then in the bottom the king or government, then under them there is a law, then the military, then the upper class and working class. So at the top there is a money, and working class is at the bottom. So we find that how, what is the importance of money in culture, in our culture, or we can say the power of money. Now the third thing is state action. So each state has several special power, for example power of law, and the government, they are holding several kind of power, and all other people that are the normal people, or we can say regional people have to follow that law or that government orders. They are not able to disobey them, and if they are disobeying them, then they are pushed to punish. So we here I have taken example of 1984, that how state are controlled, that government are controlling people, or how this power the people that are they are in the power in the state position, they are controlling people or harassing people. So in 1984 by George Orwell, this dialogue is this statement is coming, that power is in the tearing human minds to put peace and putting them together again in new shape of your own choosing. So this is showing that if you are in the power, you have that capability to make people think in a way you want to make them think, in a way that you are passing something role, or if you are putting some statements and you are influencer and they are become influence. This how it is state action are working. uh, Here I also take one more example of the film Nayak. There we find, if you see this poster, the politician is saying this hero to say to keep silence when he raise that voice against him. He make him silence. So this we can say that how state are making silent, or we can say suppressing those who are raising the voice and punishing them. So in the movie we find that when that one day of we can say this hero Nayak is become one day's state government, holding the position of state government. So what he done everything good to everybody. People used to liking him in just one day, but after that one day what happened, that his house was broke down by these politician. Also the electricity connection and water connection are cut off to their house, and this how these politicians are we can say harassing him throughout. That in the first part of movie we find that how state action is working. Those who are raising the voice are um, forced to suppress them. And in this second poster also you find that if you don't have that mind, or we can say don't have intelligence, and still if you are in the power position, everyone can listen you, everyone will listen you. So that you find that a monkey sitting in the power position, and the other all the humans, or we can say that are those all are listening him. Now the fourth is social norms. So we find that we all are living in this society, and from childhood we have it is taught to us, like how we have to behave, how we have to speak, and what are social norms we have to follow, certain behaviors and social norms and rituals, all everything we have to it is taught to us by our elders. So we find that here elders, or we can say those who are teaching us, are in the power, and the another those who are learning are in the in the bottom. So there we find that if we are dare we or anyone can daring to go against these social norms and thoughts and behavior, then they are just we can say punished in a way that they are defamation and insult. They have to face that certain kind of defamation and insult. In that we have taken example of intercaste marriage. For example, in many caste it is not allowed, but we can say it is taught that we have to marry in our same caste. But if someone from that caste are daring to marry intercaste, they have to face that punishment. They are thrown out of their caste, or we can say society, and they have to suffer that mental trauma and all these things. So how they are at that time they are become at the bottom, and those who are suffering, who are giving this that suffering, they are become at the power positions. They are holding the power positions in our culture. Then the ideas, those who have this uniqueness of ideas are in the power, and the other ones that have the that they are not able to think in creatively. Those are become in the lesser position. So here we can take that very famous Hindi proverb that akal badi abhyas, those who have this uniqueness or those who have ideas, richness of ideas, can be at the power position. Here we take example of website makers, for example this WhatsApp and WhatsApp, Facebook, and all the website makers, that how they have their uniqueness, they make something that people attracted towards them, and they are started following them. Now we have that example, recent example, when uh, a few months, or we can say weeks before, WhatsApp one day suddenly stopped working, that for whole one day. And we all are waiting that why it is not working. We are trying and we are doing something. So if those who are handling that WhatsApp, those who are at the power position, because they have the richness of ideas, he make that website, so he has that richness, and we are all waiting, that we are following them, that when he again start and again open that system of working in WhatsApp. Also social media users, we find that many social media influencers and other, we are following them. Because they are giving something new to us. They are just we can say they have this idea, uniqueness of ideas, so they are giving new, and all others are following and imitating them. So they are in the power and other are imitators. Now numbers. So we have that importance of mass, that if people are come together in a large numbers, they are become the power, and can win anything, or we can say make anyone agree to do whatever they want. Now we have these three laws of power. The first is power is never static. This we can come to know that in Indian, we can say Indian political system, that after every 5 years there is a political parties are changing, got changed. So this we the through that we say that power is never static. It is again time and again changing with one to another to a third person. For example, here we also say that if the teacher is teaching to the student, then the teacher are in the power, a teacher is in the power, and then the student become the under them. But when we find that student only become collector or something else, then when teacher has to something to do, then they has to go to that student. Then student are becoming the power, and the teacher have to please them, or we can say something to that make that procedure to do whatever they want. Power is like water, it is same like it is flowing, or it is a flow, it is working in the flow. And the third one is power is compounds. So this is all about my PPT. Thank you, and these are my citations.
Yes, Himanshi, as you mentioned in that point under money, so money can buy anything. So, is there any connection with the corporate world?
And directly it is not, I don't think that it is connected directly, but it is indirectly we can connect it, like that money can buy anything. It is working with corporate world. For example, uh, corporate, or we can take example of share bazaar, right? In the share bazaar there is one person, it is all about share, that one day the share is reach higher, than the one person get richer, the another day that share is falling down, and the person get poor. So we can connect it with like that money can buy anything. It is not working in that concept. That, for example, we can take that in Great Gatsby also we find that uh, Gatsby want to marry that girl, but he is not able, because she is already married. So he is not able to marry the girl who is already married. So in that concept, he, even if in the corporate world he is at the top, or he is very rich, he is not able to get anything. So indirectly I cannot find that money can buy anything is appropriate in corporate world also. Corporate world is something that is in the second everything like get changed, or we can say happen. What happened, we don't know.
Himanshi, according to you, what is more important, knowledge, importance of knowledge and knowledge power or wealth? Why?
According to me, knowledge is more important than the wealth. For example, because I have also mentioned in my slide that those who have the idea, that richness of idea can get wealth also. We can take example of this WhatsApp and Facebook also. They have make that website, or we can say that social media, and on we can see lots of money from that. So if you have that richness of idea, you can make money. So you don't have to choose wealth, you have to choose a richness of idea.